The information presented on this podcast represents the personal views and opinions of the hosts. The Neapolitan Trifecta podcast is not and should not be viewed as a news source. The ladies will often discuss current events regarding women in the entertainment industry. Links to sources of information will be posted for reference.
There it is.
Anyway, go ahead.
Welcome to another episode of the Neapolitan Trifecta podcast. Yay. I am Lana Reed. I'm the owner of Garnet Films and a director and sometimes actor.
Woo-woo. Silent
clapping for Lana. She's making another kind of step in her life. It's exciting. Yeah, it's super exciting.
It is exciting.
Well, and I am Nancy Pushko. I'm the owner of Crazy Cat Lady Productions. I am doing all kinds of stuff.
Name ever.
I love it because I'm crazy. I have cats. Call me a crazy cat lady. Anyway, so I'm working. Yeah, I'm a lady. I am quite the lady. Thank you very much. Anyhow, Lana and I are currently going to be doing a film together, which we're super, super excited. And I mean acting in it. She's not going to be directing. So we're looking forward to that major project. And I'm going to throw it over to Alex.
And I'm Alex Schumard. I am an actor based out of the Dayton, Cincinnati area. And I'm not also a director.
And I am not a director.
And I am not a double whammy.
There we go. So we'll just let Lana lap in her cup one more time for our new sound guy today, covering for Rusty, who has another gig. We have Lawrence Bloomfield. Yay! And we are so grateful that he's here to help us out today. Get that toothpick out of your mouth, because if you swallow it, I'm not doing the Heimlich maneuver. Anyhow, you know how I get freaked out about stuff. Anyway, well, Lawrence, again, a big shout out to you. Thank you very much. And a gigander shout out. I made it up. A gigander shout out to Suzanne Mathews, who is, I'm going to tell you something absolutely phenomenal, because she is a visual artist, art therapy, she's a visual artist, but she also has an incredible job, and it's something that we wanted to bring to everyone's attention, that when you have a desire to work in film or the entertainment industry or acting or any type of performance, there are so many different types of occupations and jobs that you can have. You don't necessarily have to race out to Hollywood or New York to get involved in a television studio. And Suzanne works at the Seacrest Studio at Cincinnati Children's Hospital. Oh, it makes the hair stand up on my arm. I've seen her in action. I see what she does and what the work that comes out of the studio for the kids that are in the hospital. It's fantastic. Yeah. So, two-finger major clap. Silent clap for Suzanne.
Fist bumps are silent.
Yay! Oh,
yay for the jobs that are here in Cincinnati.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, that's Suzanne, if you can give us a little insight into what are, I mean, no one can even imagine what all goes on and what you do at the studio.
Yeah. So the studio is a closed-circuit television station that broadcasts just to Children's Hospital. So it's really just for our patients and the families that come through there. And so I'm responsible for making sure that there's a schedule, making sure that the programming is happening. I'm responsible for making sure the programming is educational, entertaining, and fun. And then we're also responsible for video editing and bringing things. A lot of our patients can't leave the hospital, so we have to think of creative ways to bring the outside in. So whether that's us interviewing the Reds in the dugout, and allowing the kids to kind of interact and get to see what the dugout looks like and see what the Great American Ballpark looks like.
Oh, so you guys go out.
We go out. Yeah,
I didn't realize that.
Location.
That's awesome.
Yep. So I was pooped on by a penguin. At the Newport Aquarium.
You know what? That's an honor, I will tell you.
It was quite the honor. Paula, her name was Paula. She pooped on me. It was pretty fantastic.
There's some girl pooped on me. Paula the penguin. Paula the penguin pooped on me. Doo-da, doo-da. Wash your hands.
I did.
Go ahead.
So we do all sorts of different fun programming, and I'm responsible for editing and producing and creating and coming up with the content and just kind of going from there so that the kids are entertained. And then I also have to bring them in, kind of entice them, get them on TV, and get them comfortable, because a lot of our kids aren't used to cameras and lights and being in the spotlight. And so it's a great platform for them to build confidence and master some skills that they didn't already have, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah, they can take that anywhere too. It's not necessarily just radio show skills.
No, absolutely.
Like you said, confidence and just being able to talk to people, and that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's really great to see a kid who get so excited about the
Right.
studio that they can't wait to get in there. They get into the studio, and then they get to be on the air. They see themselves on TV. And they become a whole different
It's a
thing.
huge boost for them. It has to be such a huge boost. I love that.
Yeah, just the other day we had a patient who loves the studio. She had her mom stop by, and she had her sister with her, and she really wanted to bring her sister in, and so I let them come in, and it was really cool to see her showing her sister, who was an older sister, and being able to be like, I'm the cool kid, I know all about the studio, I've gotten to be on TV, let me share this experience with you, because it's also about that sharing that you get to do. So it's pretty fantastic.
And you get some pretty well-known people that come to visit the kids in the hospital. And the beauty of having a closed-circuit television program in a hospital is that the kids that are in isolation, that can't leave their rooms, they know that person's in the building.
Right, they're like bringing
and
them
they
to
can see
them.
it, it's again bringing this to the kids. So you want to talk about what it's like when there's a special
Yeah, like what kind of people
guest?
have been there and stuff.
Well, Ryan Seacrest has obviously been there.
Sure.
Charlie Puth was just recently in there. Josh Hutcherson. We have a lot of sports people. Cincinnati's a big sports town. So
Yeah.
we just had FC Cincinnati. We had some players from FC Cincinnati. We have the Cincinnati Reds and the Bengals that come through all the time. We had the Congos. We had Kelsey Ballerini, Tim McGraw.
Oh, yeah.
The parents like Tim McGraw too.
Well,
A lot of times too.
Shawn Mendes came through. Brett Eldridge has come through a couple times.
What was the band? There was a band. American
American Authors came through.
Authors came through.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love American authors.
And it's the thing that's cool is you
that.
have, one of the things that's important to realize is when a child is in the hospital, the child is not it's not just the child in the hospital, the whole family is.
Right.
So anything that you can do, parents get excited when they get to have their child come down, finally get to leave their room, and they come down to the studio, and they get to...
Well, and parents get excited. A lot of the kids that can't leave their room, parents get excited because their kid is just like, I hate being in my room, I'm not allowed to leave, there's all of these horrible things, but for 5 minutes their kid has a smile on their face because they're getting to have an interaction that they wouldn't normally have. Their voice is on TV, they get to be on TV, and we try to do a really good job of making them feel as special as possible, and so that's another cool thing, that they feel so important, and they're getting attention that isn't attention because of a medical condition, it's attention because they're just fun to talk to and hang out with.
Yeah, they're just a kid. So you play a fun game.
We play lots of
You
fun
play a lot
games.
of fun games. But this one was great because I happened to see it. It was a baseball player, I believe, that was in the studio, and you make it take a photograph of them and you make it really, what is it called?
We call it spell to save.
Spell to save, yeah.
Yeah, so it's spell to save. So it's a cutout. So it's kind of reverse hangman. So they're all put together, like in whatever stance, and then the kids guess a letter, and if they guess the wrong letter, then we remove something. So the kids love to say, like, off with his head.
When the player is actually still in the studio.
Yeah,
So
in the
it's
studio, and the player usually gets really into it, and he's like, no, not my head, I need that. I need that for the game that I'm playing tomorrow.
That's awesome.
You see, I love when they're super interactive. It's not like they're just there to talk, and it's great when they're really there to give back. And
Well, and that's the cool thing. The kids bring it out of them. So, like, that's the really cool thing about the studio is you really get to see the character of these celebrities.
Right.
Right.
And it's not this
You
stiff
get to see
persona
them
that
with their
they-
guard down, the way they really are.
they're more authentic.
Right.
It's pretty awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There's another part of the Seacrest Studio that is really important because you have an intern program for
oh wow,
college students.
Yeah, it's a big part of my job.
Right. So talk a little bit about that because you get like such an incredible group of people that come through, and I have to say it because here at the podcast, the Trifecta, we are all about sharing the thunder.
Yeah.
And girl power. Lawrence and Rusty, sound people, we
love you.
We love you. You're great.
You're
Girl power. Anyway, so I love the fact that a lot of it's right at this point in time, the studio is predominantly run by women for the most part, interns, right? And
It is. Right now we have a couple guys, but
okay. So you're sharing the thunder with the guys.
yeah.
Go, girls, go.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity for you, so go
Yeah,
ahead.
so there's 3 of us that work at the studio. Zach Wells, who's fantastic, works 20 hours a week, and then I'm 34 hours, and then Whitney is actually the one that's 40 hours. She's wonderful, and she kind of keeps everyone together because she's the only one that's there 5 days a week.
Right.
And we have this internship program that because we're located in Cincinnati, during the school year, we predominantly work with Xavier University of Cincinnati, their e-media program, and then Miami puts out some really strong communications majors.
UC's really big with their communications.
And the cool thing is the summer we get students from all over the place because they might have an aunt that lives in Cincinnati, and so they'll come and stay with their aunt while they're here. We just had a kid from IU that was here. She's still technically an intern right now. But she's from IU, and we have another one. They come from all over the place. They're wonderful and amazing, and they keep our studio open. So the cool thing about our internship program is that they are not getting coffee. They are not just writing.
They're hands-on, like with everything.
They are on TV.
Yeah.
They're learning how to push the buttons. They're learning how to video edit. They're learning how to host. They're learning
So that's
how
like
to
a win-win.
interact. I mean, like
Yeah.
they get everything, and we have a very strict application process and interview process because we are hiring them. They are representing us. They're on
Right.
TV when we're not on TV. They're, there's only so many of us, and so half the time I'm like up working with a patient in their room and I can't be on TV. And so we have to make sure that they're strong candidates, and we have some of the best interns.
And this also, it really focuses on the ones that are very serious about this, that are
Right.
going to do the work and continue on this path and this
Right.
career choice.
A lot of them are broadcasting. They want to go into news.
Right.
We've had a couple sports broadcaster majors that
Right.
that want to do
That
that.
wanna, like,
And so they want the practice being on air.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we also have some, I'll call her out, but we have a current intern who she learned about the studio because she is a super fan of Ryan Seacrest.
Well, hey,
And
however,
so her goal
exactly.
is just to work for Ryan Seacrest, but she's wonderful. She's a fantastic intern.
hey,
But,
and she's honest.
yeah.
But also, there you go. Yeah, she's honest. I mean,
Exactly.
you got the truth from
She
her
is.
right off the bat. But it's interesting too that there are. I mean, this is a hospital setting, so there are a lot of other criteria that you need to understand working in this environment, and a lot of the interns that come in have never really worked with kids before,
Right.
so it's a whole new experience. And the beauty of getting the opportunity to work in a hospital or work with kids when you haven't is you never know where your job's going to be, because did you not?
Well, and nothing is predictable when you're working with children.
Exactly.
And so you really
have
get
to be on top of
some,
yeah.
you have to be on top of your game. You have to be able to roll with the punches, change things. I keep saying this. FC Cincinnati was just there yesterday, and so it's fresh in my mind. But we had a patient come down, and he loves the studio, and he was like, "Oh no, I'm going to host." And so my intern, who was fully prepared to host, had all these questions prepared. All of a sudden, she's booted from the host chair. He takes the center stage. She's got her questions. She's pointing to them, showing them which questions to ask, and she just really had to run with it and change all the camera angles and just kind of move with however he wanted, because it's about him, and it's
Right.
It's not about the FC players, and it's not about her. It's
They
about
had to
the
kind of
Right.
just step back and be like, okay,
Yeah.
the kid's taking over,
and it's 2 minutes before we're going on air, and she's figuring all of this stuff out. So it's a great experience in that way too, because I feel like TV probably moves that way too. There's dynamic.
Right, so it's almost
change.
good for the interns to work with kids because that field, if that's something they want to go into, it's unpredictable in itself.
Right.
So the fact that they're working with kids and they're going to get used to change and last minute fixes and stuff, that will be good for them too.
Yeah.
So in this world that you're in, I would love to know how personally rewarding it is for you doing this with these kids.
It's fantastic. So my background is in art therapy, which is a little bit of a unique background. And so I wanted to do art therapy so that I could have those personal rewarding stories and really impact kids' lives and help them have stability.
Right.
Whether that was just stability with one person, one relationship. And so it's really cool to just see these kids blossom and bloom.
Yeah.
And come up with creative ways to build their self-confidence, build their esteem, build communication skills.
Well, right, it's everything.
It's everything.
Have you had any kids that have started and done the radio stuff and then it's like ends up being something they actually want to start pursuing? Like, is that kind of something that happens often, or?
So the studio's only been around for about 3 years, so I don't know that we've seen the longevity of some of that, but I do know that a lot of our kids have built enough confidence that they're fearless.
Like they can do anything.
They will
That's
pursue
That's so awesome.
anything and everything.
Yeah. I got goosebumps.
Yeah, they're completely fearless and they're willing. And it's cool because I think I'm a parent. And I think sometimes if you have a child that you're like nervous for them or scared for them, and this is also awesome because as a parent you get to sit back and you get to watch your kid have this fearless, and so like whether you have a sick kid or a healthy kid, you're always terrified for them, but that watching them kind of overcome their fears and get to sit and be on the microphone and be on camera and have that confidence, it's like a safe environment to watch them be awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
Safe and like educational and rewarding and fun. Yeah, exactly.
You do a project with the kids. Oh, hit the table. Sorry, Laura. Anyway, you do a project with the kids that I think is fantastic because you're encouraging future filmmakers of America.
Yeah.
Or the world.
Yes.
And it's a stop motion.
Yeah.
In fact, I've got stuff on my phone now, and you showed me how to do it. I'm really fired up
really
about
fun.
it. So you've shown kids how to make little mini films, little stop animation films. I'm telling you what, that's fantastic.
It was really
How
awesome.
fun is that?
It was really awesome, and I just got to go to Camp Joy, which is another sister program, and I'm excited because I think we're going to get to expand that program, which is really exciting for me because that's kind of the fun. But we got to go to Camp Joy and work with patients at Camp Joy, and they got to create their own little stop motion animation, and you should have seen them. They didn't really know what they were getting into. They were so nervous, and then by the end, they're walking out the door and they're like, do I get a copy? Are we going to get to show the copy to all the kids here at camp? Is my name going to be on it? And they can't wait
every
to
part of it.
share
It's
what they
fantastic.
created, and it's really cool. It's just a confidence builder. They're like, I can't believe I made that. They're not very long. They take a very long time.
Yeah, it's the stop. Yeah.
But it's that sense of mastery, that sense of empowerment, and that sharing. And I did something cooler than that's something that not
it's
everyone
so
knows how to
unique.
do.
Yeah, it's so unique where they can show someone and people are like, whoa, that's not just something you can do every day.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
And yeah, I mean, you don't know who you're going to inspire with whatever you do.
Yeah.
You know, so it's pretty exciting.
And I made a movie trailer with another patient, and he just was elated, couldn't wait to show his family. So we broadcasted it on TV and had it looping a couple times so that he could see it and his family.
so
That's
great.
really cool.
Yeah, he was pretty excited. He had
man.
puppets, and it was a movie trailer for.
So can you make copies of those for the kids and they can take them with them?
So yeah, we
I mean, that's
send them a
process,
digital
too.
version.
Right, digital. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I email it to their parents, or depending on how old the patient is, and if the parents give permission, I'll email it directly to them. But yeah, they get to take it home. They get to share it. We tell them that they can post it to Facebook. If we have permission, a lot of times we'll post it to Facebook, and then they can just
and then
share it or
Yeah, they
retweet it, whatever they want.
That's so cool.
Have any of these kids stepped into the studio and you've thought, ooh, there's a future Ryan Seacrest right there?
There's one patient in particular that I'm going, oh my gosh, he is just such a character. So yeah, I think you see that.
Yeah.
You see, it's not all of them are.
Right.
Sure.
Right.
But there are some that are just so charming, and they're not intimidated by the camera at all.
Yeah.
They're just almost at ease, and they say all of the right things, and
naturals.
they're just naturals. Yeah, they're funny. But there are a lot of kids that I've noticed, which I've been working really hard, because I'm not an on-camera, like by nature, I'm not an on-camera person. I like the behind the scenes. I like the video editing. I like pushing the buttons and being the producer and controlling things. And so I've been trying really hard to make sure that I'm encouraging that in the studio, because there's a lot of opportunity for that. They don't have to be on air, and we've got lots of kids that don't want to be on air.
Right.
They're in the hospital. They are embarrassed by the fact that they're hooked up to an IV and they have to be carrying, they're in a wheelchair and they're not comfortable with that. And so I've been trying to help facilitate so that they can kind of get an experience in the studio that isn't necessarily, everyone thinks, oh, I have to be on TV.
Right.
You don't.
Well, right, if they want to like do the video editing or
if
the
they wanna,
button pushing, and essentially,
Yeah, if they want to be the producer
So
or director.
I am not like aware of everything you all do in the studio, but have you made videos like that are hospital related that are informative about things that happen at the hospital?
Yeah.
What are some of those? I'm just curious.
Well, we just worked with Madcap.
Right. I saw something.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, shut up so you can talk about it.
We just worked with Madcap to kind of demystify some of the procedures that happen in the hospital.
Right.
So the puppet kind of goes through, they get their teeth cleaned, which doesn't sound very scary, but is really scary when you're a little kid and you've never experienced the dentist before.
Well, some adults struggle
Even
with
now,
that.
I'm like,
So like teeth cleaning, an MRI machine. So she got to experience an MRI machine, and it was a way for the kids to kind of get to experience that without having to experience it, or to kind of prep them for that. Casting, getting a cast put on their body. I can't think of. She got to go to the helipad and see where the helicopter lands on the roof and do things like that. So it kind of helps with that. We also had a project, same-day surgery needed a video to kind of help introduce what it's like when you enter the hospital, all of the things that you'll go through, all of the different people that you'll see. You'll meet a nurse, you'll get this wristband. You can answer a lot of the questions. You can take your stuffed animal with you. It's okay to do that. Your parents are going to be there the second you wake up. They will be there right next to your bed to kind of help with that. And so we got to help create that video that's on our website, and so that the kids can kind of be at ease and the parents
fun,
can be
and
at ease.
it eases them into it. Yeah, something. They can relate
so we're
to.
always looking for more opportunities to do stuff like that, but we have to limit it because there are only 3 of us and we're not all full time.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And our interns, while they're fabulous, they're 12 to 20 hours a week, and so that they don't have, and they're doing all of we have projects that they have to do, like assignments, that when they come into the internship, we give them a list and we say, like, these are the assignments, and really that's just so that they can master skills. There's certain things that we want to make sure that they're able to do. So they have to put together a news package, and they have to do a social media post. And
So they're really involved. It's not like a typical intern.
No. It's a very involved process.
Yes.
They have lots of homework assignments.
That's good. That's awesome for them. If that's something they want to do, they're probably very appreciative of the hands-on stuff.
So have you ever had like moments like where you were just really nervous because something wasn't going to fly, or that something, one of those moments where you're like, everybody was trying to not cry because you have you're at the hospital, you don't want to be letting people know that you're about ready to lose your stuff.
No, well, not necessarily like that. So the joy of the studio is we really do get to celebrate all the happy stuff. Like we can sort of avoid some of the negative things that are associated with the hospital because it is such a different environment. They kind of forget that they're in a hospital, and so they make you feel more like a typical child. And so. No, but the thing when you said, like, where you're like, oh, I don't know how this is going to fly. We had the Wiki-Wachi mermaids come into the studio.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think Nancy was there for that. We had the Wiki-Wachi mermaids that came into the studio, and of course, in all of the communication, like, they have to be well covered. Like, this is a children's hospital. We have...
Do mermaids wear Snuggies?
Yes. And they're like, oh, no, we'll be fine. It's not a big deal. Well, then they come in, and I'm going, like, how do I get a mermaid on dry land across the room to sit in a chair? So, like, we had to get wheeling chairs, take them all behind the scenes, wheel all of the mermaids out, their clothing. I mean, I was like, I don't know how, there's no good camera angle. There were curves everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm going, oh my God.
Ariel wishes she...
Yeah! And I'm going, oh my gosh, the 12-year-old boys upstairs are like, the parents are going, what are my kids watching? This is supposed to be a safe station. This is a station that's, Anyway, I was panicking, but you just kind of, we had to go with it.
I can't imagine, like, just, like, walking into a room and just seeing a bunch of people wheel.
I remember that.
Wheel mermaids around.
Oh my gosh, it was so funny. And the right above the studio, we have our tech team is kind of up there, and so they kind of help whenever things aren't working. They'll come down and help, and it's all guys.
And they were all down helping.
They were all
push a chair.
They were all just glued to the camera feeds that they had up there.
Oh my god.
They were all just like completely glued. They're trickling downstairs, checking on the mermaids. But it was
Well, what happened was
hit.
like one of them probably came down and was like, "Hey guys, the mermaids are downstairs. Let's go out."
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
Yeah. Oh, it was priceless. They were wonderful. It was one of the best turnouts we have had.
I bet. Boy, they probably had more of a showing
All
than
of the
Tim
dads were
McGraw.
like, we're going to go down to the studio.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna go. I know we just had lunch, but I'll be back more next because it's right across from the cafeteria.
It is, it's right across
I'm
from the
gonna get some
cafeteria.
more. I'm gonna get some ice water.
You just ate lunch 10 minutes ago. Yeah, but it's second lunch now.
Second lunch. I forgot something.
Yeah, suddenly they had a,
There's the famous excuse right there.
suddenly they had a run on like little whatever you could feed a mermaid, like fish in the
Goldfish.
goldfish. Yeah, they were taking goldfish. Dads were buying goldfish and going up to the Seacrest Studio to feed the mermaid.
Right.
Oh my god, that is hilarious.
They had their magic potion.
What
up
were
there.
they in town for? I can't remember.
It was Newport Aquarium.
Oh,
did
that's right. That's what it
um,
was. That's
An
right.
exhibit. So yeah, and then I got to go down to the Newport Aquarium. That's where the penguin ended up pooping on me.
Yes.
It was
Paula.
Yeah, but remember that was an
Paula the
honor.
penguin.
That was an honor.
That'll be another song that'll stick in my
Music.
head the rest of the day. Paula, the pooping penguin. It was quite a lovely day.
pooping.
That's all I can get out of that. Paula, the pooping penguin.
Paula the pooping penguin.
So anyway, but yeah,
That's
so that's
fantastic.
That's
super
a book.
super.
That's a children's book right there.
Paula the pooping
It is, I
penguin.
should
Yeah,
write
it does sound like a
Oh
children's
my god! And you know
Write
what?
it.
She could have like but I wonder if penguins can get like gastrointestinal disorders.
Yeah, she has some kind of
has-
disorder that makes
yeah.
her like poop on people.
And all she can eat is watermelon.
She's right.
And they don't have it where
I
she
know.
lives.
It's. I can see.
Oh
the
my
wheels
god! And they don't
turning.
have where she lives. So
Make
she
it
has to
plums.
move. What?
Make it plums.
Plum, so it's
Paula.
alliteration.
Oh,
Paula the pooping penguin that only eats plums.
but she sneaks watermelon.
She really wants that thing really out watermelon. She's very, very adamant on the
She
watermelon.
really, her sister eats watermelon, and she really wants to eat
There
watermelon,
you
but
go.
her
Yeah.
condition prevents her. So she's on a search to find out how she can eat
I
watermelon.
love having someone here who has a mind that just starts
I know.
going with stuff. I love it.
Let's
love
think
that.
about it. We'll talk.
We'll write it.
We'll have coffee.
This will be on the shelf in the hospital. So
Yes, soon.
I'll come down and read the story.
Coming your way soon.
Coming to a store near
It's the
you.
bookworm or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I know. So Nancy used to do puppets
really?
for us.
Yeah.
She was a soccer playing rooster,
Yeah.
and then she was also a caterpillar.
Oh yeah, well I come down I was playing. Oh, I had all those chickens out there. They can kick a soccer ball.
We actually found a picture of
And I made up
a
songs.
rooster kicking a soccer ball.
What the heck was the rooster's name?
I can't think of it all of a sudden.
Cooper.
Cooper, thank you.
Because he was in the
Cooper
chair.
the rooster.
Rooster. Coopster.
He was fantastic, and we actually just got a mermaid puppet, and I'm trying to find somebody who will be a mermaid for me.
I could be a mermaid.
Is it clothed well?
Yeah.
No, but it's a puppet, so it's okay.
Put a snuggie on it.
She doesn't have quite so many curves.
There you go.
She's like an adolescent mermaid.
Like you need one. Okay, well, Suzanne Mathews, thank you so much. You gotta end with something hilarious that you're laughing about. Thank you so much.
Adolescent mermaid.
You, the
Thank you.
Seacrest Studio, everyone, all the
No,
great
thank you
things
guys
you
for
do for the
having me.
kids. It's fantastic. I love you. I miss getting to be around because we used to laugh hard.
I think it's awesome what you do.
Yeah, it's super,
thanks.
super.
And it's hard.
It's
It's
very
hard because you see things
Yeah.
that are not always that easy to
Yeah.
to deal with and cope with. So yeah, fantastic work.
Great job.
Yeah.
So anyhow, on our send off, we are going to be at the Imaginarium in October at Louisville. In Louisville, October 6th, 7th, and 8th. In Louisville, we are going to be there live. Like, not just with the pulse, but live. So anyway, so that's where we'll be. Anybody else have to say anything?
Shout outs to sponsors. We have CP Designs. We will be wearing some of her jewelry. She's
we're not wearing it
designing
right
something
now?
special for us. Absolutely. Pie Bird, check them out. They have savory and fruit pies. You can find them on Facebook
yum,
at
yum.
Pie Bird.
Yum.
I know, we need to get some samples in.
We're gonna
here.
get
We just need
I
to eat
talked
it
to Justin
while
about it.
we just need to eat it while we're
Yeah.
You're podcasting? I know.
Yeah, the Blind Lemon up in Mount Adams. You can hang out in their garden right now since it's summertime. and
Have a
it's warm.
beverage.
You can head off to the Bahamas through Starwind Vacations at starwindvacations.net. Here we go.
And then-
Shout out to our sponsors.
Yes, thank you all.
And then Facebook and Instagram at Neapolitan3, spell it out. And our website, NeapolitanTrifectaPodcast.com. We got an awesome forum set up on there. If you want to talk to other people or talk to us or submit questions, etc. Tell us you love us. I always say that, but
You are also welcome
love you.
to if you're interested in perhaps an internship at the Seacrest Studio.
for sure.
Apply.
Apply,
You can
apply.
contact through.
You can get Seacrest Studio at cchmc.org, or you can reach out to me, Suzanne Mathews, at cchmc.
Yeah, so do that. I mean, it's definitely something that is
Awesome job.
good to have on your resume.
Yeah.
You may not meet
sure.
Ryan, but
Especially
I'm telling you.
No,
There's a lot
you
of
likely
fantastic
won't
stuff.
Meet Ryan.
Yeah.
I will put that out there. You will not meet Ryan, but you'll have a good time.
All right. So hey, thanks everybody. Have a great day. Stay cool.
Yep.
Don't sweat. If you sweat, take a shower.
Sweat.
Take a shower later.
Bye, guys.
Bye everybody. Take care.